Happy Monday. This week we're going to finish learning about the continents. So let's sing our continent song. Continent song, get ready, go. There are seven continents, continents. In between the oceans, let's name them. North America, South America, Europe, Asia, Africa, Europe, Asia, Africa. Now this week, we're going to add the last two, and it's going to sound like this. Listen first. Australia, Australia. Can you do that part with me? Australia, ready, go. Australia, Australia. Nice job. Now listen to the last one. Antarctica, Antarctica. Can you say those two with me? Starting with Australia. Australia, Australia, Antarctica, Antarctica. Nice job. Now we have learned all seven. So today we are going to read a little bit about Australia, and then we're going to learn a little bit about Antarctica. Here is our Australia book. Now we have learned about how nonfiction texts or informational texts have something called table of contents, and it tells us what we can learn and where we can find it on each page. So I'm going to turn to this page. Welcome to Australia. Here's the heading. And now remember, here's a caption. The caption tells us about the photograph. People hike in Uluru National Park. Australia is the world's smallest continent. It is both a continent and a country. Now here's a little bit about the people of Australia. Most people in Australia live in big cities. Some ride a monorail, which is like this little train, to get from place to place. And here, the caption, it tells us about the picture, says Sydney, Australia. Sydney is one of the cities in Australia. Now, some people in Australia live in the country on farms and ranches. I'm going to read the caption. A sheep ranch in Australia. Here are a bunch of sheep. Australia's first people are called Aborigines. They have many traditions from long ago. Aboriginal children learn special dances from the grown-ups. Amazing animals. Can you guess what kind of animal this is? Let's read the caption to find out. A mother kangaroo, it's a kangaroo, carries her baby in a pouch. Here's her baby. You can see the head and it's in the pouch. Australia has unusual animals. Kangaroos hop very fast to go from place to place. Koalas live in trees. They eat the leaves. They sleep most of the time. The word koala means no drink. Koalas get most of their water from their food. Land and water. That's the heading. So on this page, these pages, we're going to learn about the land and water in Australia. The center of Australia is dry and is called the outback. The outback is hot during the day and cold at night. The caption says, the outback in Australia. So you can see. It said that it gets hot during the day and it's cold at night. Uluru Rock is in the outback. It is the world's largest rock. So this is Uluru Rock. You can find it in Australia, in the outback, and it's the world's largest rock. Australia has forests with tall trees and many plants. Some are found nowhere else in the world. Eucalyptus trees grow in Australia. So in the picture, those are what kind of trees? Eucalyptus. Australia is home to the Great Barrier Reef. It is the world's biggest coral reef. Here the caption tells us about this picture of all the fish. Let's see what it says. Beautiful coral and many kinds of fish live in the Great Barrier Reef. Very cool. It's kind of like what we saw when we went to the Shed Aquarium. Rain falls in Australia's low mountains. It creates waterfalls. Then the water flows to the oceans that surround this tiny continent. The Barren Falls in Australia. Yeah, so let me show you the map real quick of Australia. Here is Australia, and you in the yellow, where is that? Right here. And you can see it's just all surrounded by blue, which is the water. So that was a little bit about Australia. Now we're also going to look a little bit at Antarctica. I'm going to go to a different book. I'm going to bring back our map book. And here it's going to show us Antarctica. So here's a map of Antarctica. You can see this is surrounded also by the Southern Ocean, so by water. And Antarctica is really cold. It is, let's see, around negative 69 degrees Fahrenheit, which makes it the coldest place in the world. Brr, that sounds so cold. Not many people live on Antarctica. There's a place right here called the Vostok Station, and it's where scientists live, only for a little bit because you can't stay on Antarctica for very long. So they come and they do their research, and then they have to leave because it's too cold. So they kind of go and come back. But you can see there's different types of animals, like the penguins. And up here, ooh, an emperor penguin. There's some dog sledding. And a polar transport vehicle. So it goes across the ice and the snow. Antarctica is a land of ice. In places, the ice is nearly 16,404 feet thick. And in total, it accounts for about 90% of the world's fresh water. Wow, so we get some of our water from Antarctica, from the ice. And let's see, nobody owns Antarctica. Under the terms of the Antarctic Treaty, the entire continent is a peaceful, non-militarized land open to scientific research and controlled tourism. So you can go and visit, but you can't go by yourself. You have to go on a trip with people who know all about Antarctica and who can show you around, like the scientists. And then, yeah, it has the emperor penguin. It has other notable birds as well called the great albatross. It's like a big, big bird. And the extremely low temperatures and winds make traveling in Antarctica especially difficult. Today, most transport is conducted via water or air. So a lot of people, the only way to get there is by boat or on a plane. And traveling around is really, really hard because of all the ice. So it's really, really cold there. And it's the only continent that has never been permanently settled by human beings. But up to 5,000 scientists occupy a scattering of research stations. So it's lots of scientists who are doing cool discoveries and experiments and different things, learning more about Antarctica and exploring the region. Well, thank you so much for learning about our last two continents. Tomorrow, we're going to take a look at our chart and fill in the last two, one for Antarctica and one for Australia. So let's lock those pieces of information that we just learned from our Australia book and from the map of Antarctica into our brains. And if you need to look back, good readers always look back to the story. So you can always listen again to listen for the key details. Let's lock it in your brain. 3, 2, 1. All right, see you guys tomorrow. Bye.